start by introducing what we're talking about, and we're going to be talking about your ass. So, I'm sure as soon as you hear that, you think of accountability and support systems, right?
Yes.
No? Think about that.
Yes,
No, we're not talking about that. Accountability and support systems and what that means. Now, I was listening to a TEDx talk a while ago, and a gentleman was standing up the front. He was a head psychologist, I think. He was talking about how humans work and how our minds work, sort of things. And he said something, I kind of lost most of what he was talking about, but the main contention that he had was, and I remember this quote really clearly, was, we are a social race. We are a social race. Can anybody tell me what significance this might have? Why that matters? We're a social race. Ben, any thoughts?
Put in isolation, we would
struggle?
We would, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a really good answer. Well done. Anybody else? Young lady.
We interact with each other to find our place in the world.
Brilliant. These are really good ideas. Well done.
We thrive on acceptance.
Fantastic.
We thrive on talking to people.
That's right. Yes.
We're not stuck behind a screen.
That's a yes. Unlike me at the moment. I'm not really stuck, but, yeah. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is that we actually, as a race, we require human interaction, or we require interaction with other intelligent beings, so like ourselves, or like dogs, or pets, or animals, sort of things. So the animals that can, or things that can actually think consciously. And a race that needs this sort of interaction, we've sort of derived. Does anybody know what that means? Derived. So we've kind of created from this sentence that we're a social race. We've come up with the 4 fundamental needs of any human being in social sort of instances. Can anybody tell me what they are?
I know one's acceptance.
Acceptance, yes. So that's A. That's acceptance. Anybody else? Yes.
Belonging?
Belonging.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. Love.
Anybody's kind of seeing a trend
yeah,
here?
Definitely.
Would it be respect?
Accept is one of them, but it's not one of the primary 4. So you're close. Yes.
Value.
Value. That's another one. So we've got acceptance, we've got belonging, we've got value. Does anybody know the 4th?
Love.
Love. Beautiful. So we have sort of primary saying of love, value, acceptance, and belonging. So love-vab. So remember this one. These are our 4 sort of primary needs as humans. We need to be loved. We need to belong. We need acceptance from other sort of intelligent beings, and we need to belong, as you guys have very clearly stated. So now we're going to move on to support systems and what they actually are. So Tamsin's going to share that with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we all have a support system. It's just up to us to identify and to use it accordingly. So what kind of people do you guys think are in a support system? Sarah?
Friends, family, teachers.
Yep. Anyone else?
Children.
Josh?
Mentors.
Yep. Jasmine?
People you can talk to that aren't friends or family.
Yep.
Co-workers and schoolmates.
Yeah, awesome. With all these different people that you've just mentioned, they all have one thing in common. They all value and want to see you reach your full potential. They want to see you reach your dreams, and they'll encourage you to do so. They have hope in your future, and they care about your health and well-being. So, a support system being defined as a network of people who help provide individual with practical and emotional support reflects everything you've all said perfectly. So for those that learn like me, as visual learners, let's draw up what a support system might actually look like. Sweet. So we're going to hand out a little bit of paper for you guys tonight, and we'd love if everyone grabs one and passes it on, and grabs a pen also. So then you can fill out this little sheet as we go.
I have a couple of lingers to just help me pass these out for you. Thank you very much. You've got a stack of
That's a lot of things.
JB.
I need to find out.
So do we put family?
Light was blocking my
Right, so does anybody not have a piece of paper or a pen?
Hey,
Put your hand up.
I love a pen.
Pen?
to be.
And pen? Okay.
Not throw pens.
Everyone check out our
Can we keep that pen?
Oh, thank you.
I can keep it. We've got a pen,
Yeah, you can keep the pen, as Beck says. You can also keep the piece of paper.
So the stuff we're giving out to
Oh,
you
that's
guys,
okay.
hang on to this. The Bridge Builders pen is a bit of a rep thing. You're going to be repping our whole gig here, which is pretty sweet. So you guys get pens. Right, so anybody not like one of those two things? Everybody good?
Sweet.
Pens, papers? Excellent.
Awesome. So on the inside of our target, it holds people like our family and our best buds. So if you think of people that come to mind when we say these people, write down the individual's name. These are the people that you'll tell your news to first, and you can always count on them for having your back. Then in the next circle, we have our influencers.
Now, mind you, before I write this down, all right, influencers are people like leaders and stuff like that. We're not talking about influencers like social media influencers like Kim Kardashian, right, with a big ass, all right? We're not talking about that sort of influence.
The big ass.
Yeah, we're talking about the people who might be in the room tonight. They might be wearing a lanyard. This circle might also include other professionals, like professionals. This might be counsellors, therapists, psychologists, or other similar healthcare services you might be reaching out to. Then in our outer circle, we have our teachers. We have our workmates, maybe people that you play sport with or do other outside activities with. You have a good relationship with them. You know that they're there for you and they'll encourage you to be the person you are. Awesome. And then on the outside, all the rest of the people you know, we'll just call them your acquaintances for now. You don't associate with them majorly, you probably have a minor relationship with them, but you can still count on them in some little aspect.
So, Tamsin, can you just repeat the four main headings? So you've got family.
Family, best buds, and then in the next circle we have our influencers and the professionals, and then we have teachers or recreational mates, things you do outside,
And then acquaintance.
and then acquaintances, then all the rest.
So just any people that you can think of that might fill those four sort of main categories, just write them down.
Which one must she?
Yeah, so just chuck them on your sheet.
Awesome. James, do you mind telling us about this big dream that you've had for a while and explain to us how you've dealt with that and managed that?
No worries. Alright, so I'm sure quite a few of you know my major dream is to become a commercial pilot. I would love to fly for Qantas. However, this really big dream that I've been working really hard for hasn't always been the dream that I've always had my mind set on. At one point, this was sort of year 11 and 12, and Patrick shared this experience with me, who's with us tonight. We were engineers and we were quite good at what we did. We both loved going on a Wednesday to Ringwood Trades training facility, and that was a really cool gig. And we did heaps of fabrication together, like welding and stuff, and we had a really great time. And for quite a while I thought, I love doing this, and this is probably what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. And so I did work hard. I worked hard for a while to kind of get my grades up in that and do well at fabrication and stuff like that, because I thought that was my dream and what might have been my dream for the rest of my days. However, at some point, I actually had an experience put in front of me of being able to jump into an aircraft, which was offered to me by my dad. I got the opportunity to jump into an aircraft and go for a flight, which after my dad said, would you like to give this a shot? Would you like to do this as a recreation sort of thing? Would you like to look towards what you can do with this in the future? And I said, I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure about this gig because I'm nervous. This is going to cost a lot of money. So there were quite a few blockers in my way before actually coming to the decision that this is absolutely what I wanted to do. And my dad was really excited for that. And thanks, Calvin. He actually said, I think you should give this a go. And so I kind of had that second. I was just like, let's see if we can get past this sort of nerve and really go for what this might actually turn into. So I kind of jumped onto that moving train or that moving aircraft without it moving sort of thing. But it wasn't always easy. That's one thing that I really want you to take from this, is that my journey has not necessarily been easy. As a pilot, you have to work very hard to understand air law, understand how aircraft work, understand how other people work in that sort of industry, like air traffic control and other pilots in the same aerospace. Because not all aerodromes are controlled, so you have to talk to one another. And it's not been that easy, to be honest. I've had to work very, very hard over the past couple of years to even get to a recreational stage, let alone a private stage where I'm actually allowed to leave an aerodrome to go to a different one, so like a different airport. And most of my training was done at Lilydale, which was really, really awesome experience, which Josh is also doing. And I love that. We're both up to the same sort of stage right now. We're at our private license training. I couldn't have done this without the middle of my support system, my family. My dad really heavily supported me financially, and also really heavily supported me morally. And he really backed me. At times when I thought I was like, look, I'm in year 12, I could really easily give up on this, and I feel like the workload's getting too much. My dad said to me, do you really want this? Do you really want to be a pilot? I said, absolutely I do. And he said, well, you're not going to give up on it then, are you? So I kept flying. I kept up my training, and now, after that hard work while trying to battle with year 12, which, just to note, I didn't actually get the score that I needed in year 12. But at the same time, I worked really, really hard in year 12, and that paid off, because I was offered the course that I wanted anyway, which was really cool. So just remember that even though you might struggle quite a lot with something, and you might not necessarily get to the place that you want to in the end, your hard work will always pay off. Your hard work will always pay off. And it's still hard work for me at this point, as I'm going through Oxford, and I'm still trying to get through this training. And it's a really full-on course, but I'm still smashing it.
Good luck with it.
Thank you. And I believe that if you guys have a really clear dream, a really clear goal, and you really keep working hard and pushing for it, with some hard work, you will get to where you want to be. Even if, in the short term, it might not look like your hard work has paid off. Now, my support system in my family was my dad, my mum, my sister. Quite a few of my mates were backing me, like JB. That was pretty awesome. All of these people really helped me to kind of keep pushing me up. So every little trip and fall I had in my training, or in year 12 when I struggled with my assignments and stuff like that, they'd say, come on James, keep working, keep your feet on the ground, keep moving towards your destination, and you'll get there. And that's something that really helped me to get where I am today. So I'd like to hand over to Tamsin, and she's going to take us through a story that she was telling me about the other day with one of her friends that she used to have.
Yeah, thank you. So I used to have this old friend. We weren't best friends, but we did spend a lot of time with each other. We'd hang out at school, and then we'd just go home and hang out with each other some more. It was a really fun friendship, I'm not going to lie, but by the end of it, I was so drained and exhausted. I By the end of the friendship, I realised that I was giving far too much of my time and getting walked over time after time. I realised that this person was seeing me as an outlet to vent, which I'm not telling you not to do, but just make sure it's in a productive manner, and just make sure you're going to the right people. Friends should lift you up, right? They should encourage you to be the person you want to be, and they should encourage you to reach your dreams as well. Now, in this friendship, it was the complete opposite. They would complain and complain and complain, which, like I said, really drained me and exhausted me. And when I did try and to solve their problems, they would just shrug it off like it was nothing, which left me feeling really helpless and confused. They were attention-seeking to me, and I obviously gave it to them because I thought they were my friend, but I thought I was in here, but actually I was way out here. The fundamental factors just weren't there, and I could never have solved those problems. The trust wasn't there, so they were never going to open the whole story up to me. They should have really just stopped and had a look what the problem was and seen who could help them best, which obviously wasn't me. They should have gone to the right person, which I encourage you guys to all do the same thing. Think about what the problem actually is and think about who can solve it accordingly. For example, if you're having a problem with your teacher, you're probably not going to go to another student because they're going to give you a judgmental, unnecessary opinion, right? Maybe instead go to a different teacher or go to a different adult, and they will help you solve this problem rather than just a student. The right people want to see you reach your potential. The right people want to see you reach your potential, and they'll inspire you to do so. Go to these people. Now, James has an activity for you guys tonight, and I really encourage you to all really focus and listen to what he says and give it your full attention. So, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to start with everybody finding their own sort of spot on the floor, but we're probably not going to do that tonight because we have a lot of people in the room. So I'd like everybody to really concentrate for a little bit, all right? Try not to talk to each other while we do this because this is really important. Try and sit there, sit up straight, make sure you are breathing easily, make sure you're concentrating and listening to what I'm talking about because otherwise you might lose me along the way, and it's important that you stay on track with this, right? Try not to be like fiddling with stuff and
Things on the ground.
yeah, things on the ground, because to keep up with this is going to be really good for you guys, and this will lead into packs later on. I'd like you to close your eyes, right? I want silence, so nobody's talking. Close your eyes and just listen. I'm going to get you to start imagining a couple of things, right? And I want you to pay attention. The first thing that I want you to imagine in front of you, in front of your face, is your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Put them right in front of your face. Imagine them extremely clearly. You can walk straight through them. Point them out. What are they? Tell yourself what your goals are as clearly as you can and understand what your goals involve. Now I want you to step back from those. And I want you to imagine a wall, brick wall maybe, is placed between you and your goals. You can no longer reach these goals. You can see through this brick wall to what your goals are, but you can no longer go through or go around or climb over this wall. I want you to think about what this wall, what this one blocker is in your life and what it is made of. What things in your mind, what people surrounding you, what things surrounding you are preventing you from reaching your dreams and aspirations. Think about the bricks and mortar that are making up this wall. Now I want you to step back from that wall. Have a look around you. Most of you might be thinking you're just in a white room with only your dreams in the distance and a wall between you. But I want you to think about the people that are next to you. If you're going to want to break down this wall, who are the people that are standing in front of you, beside you, and behind you? Who is with you? Who is supporting you to break through this wall, this blocker in your life, to get to your dreams and aspirations in the distance? Really see who is there. Now you can open your eyes. If you have anybody that you saw when you were thinking about this, if you have anybody that you saw in your mind that you didn't already write down on your pieces of paper, please do that now. Because the people that you immediately think of to support you will be part of your circle, your target, your support system. For packs, we're not going into them just yet, but I would like you to remember what your dreams and aspirations were, what is making up the wall between your dreams and aspirations and you, and I would like you to have down everybody that was standing with you to break down the wall that's separating you in your life from your dreams and aspirations. Remember, as we said, and most of us came up with really well at the start of this asset, we are a social race and we are not designed to do life alone. We are designed to collaborate with one another, to take steps through our lives as a people, to support one another in each other's support systems and really get through these walls that life puts in front of us and reach our dreams and aspirations. Tamsin shared with me a movie a couple of weeks ago now. It's called Tracks, and I thought this has a lot of significance to do with what we're going to be talking about. So I'd like Tamsin to take us through that now, please.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank everyone for being so respectful to James and really focusing to what he said. Everyone had their eyes closed, so shout out to all you guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so put your hand up if you like movies. Alright, everyone, keep your hand up if you've seen the movie Tracks.
Maybe what?
Oh, really?
Oh,
How good is it?
that's a better answer.
Tamsin,
Yeah,
best movie I've seen.
I love it.
Do you recommend it?
Yes,
I'll
I love
watch
it.
then.
So most of you would know that I'm super outdoorsy and love adventure and travel and exploration. So this movie's like right up my alley. And what it's about is this young woman is in Alice Springs.
Sorry,
Stunning, I love it. Yeah, so this young woman's in Alice Springs and she has this desire to walk from Alice Springs all the way to the Indian Ocean. So that's a long way. If anyone didn't know, that's
6 months.
1,700 miles. So how many kilometres?
Was it 220 or something? Or 300 or something?
3,000.
It's a long way.
3,000 Ks? Yeah, 3,000 kilometres.
Over.
Yeah.
Over 3,000, there you go.
Yeah, so she's walking from Alice Springs to the Indian Ocean on her own. Now, while she's in Alice Springs, she begins to tell everyone about what she's going to be doing. As you would, that's what your dreams are, that's what you're passionate about. So she's telling everyone in Alice Springs, I'm going to walk through the outback, through the desert of Australia, on my own to reach the beach. And she doesn't really know anyone, but the people in the town tell her that she's not going to be able to do it. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's not going to be able to survive. She just can't do it. Now, I feel like, speaking on my behalf, and I feel like most of you, you'd be like, oh man, like I'm not going to do it anymore. But she kept with it and she set off on her journey. So she began her journey and she gets to about the quarter mark and she begins to develop major mental trauma. Now, this is majorly to the fact that she's just been on her own and she doesn't really know what she's doing. But she hasn't had that communication with other people for days and days on end. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't really go 5 minutes without talking to anyone, so I would be gone the day I leave. She keeps going, she gets to the halfway mark, and all these little factors keep developing into something much more serious. She begins to go insane a little bit because she just, again, hasn't talked to anyone for days and days. She wakes up some days and she doesn't even know if she's going the right way. Now, she's alone. All she has is her camels and her dog. And I don't think you'd have the same conversation to a camel as you would say, for example, Sarah and I.
Hi.
The quality of it just wouldn't be the same. We are not designed to cross deserts on our own, but more importantly, we're not designed to do things on our own. We need to have people with us. We need to have the support of other people to make the journey a lot better. Now, by journey, I don't just mean Alice Springs to the Indian Ocean. I mean your lives. Now, this young woman, she was trying to do everything on her own. She's trying to find a bed. There's not going to be a hotel in the middle of the desert. And she's trying to find food, and she has to hunt all her own food and like cook it and eat it. And there's not like a Macca's in the middle of the desert now. So she's trying to do all these things on her own, and she's like alone, and she's scared. So just really want to highlight to you guys that you can reach out to people to make your journey a lot more smoother and a lot more fun and memorable. Yeah, so reach out to those people that will encourage you.
Yeah. And by all means,
Did she make it?
She made it! Yay! I think that's why. She made it.
and that's a really good comment. In that-
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, she did it alone. She did that alone, which is a remarkable effort. But if she
Sorry,
did it,
I think it says it in the trailer, but
watch the movie. It's really cool.
it's so good.
She did this journey on her own, right? It's a remarkable feat. We can do really, really big things on our own. But can you imagine how much easier that journey would have been with a support system? She kept herself accountable to her dream. That's probably step one.
She did it anyway.
She did it anyway, even against all other people's odds. But in the end, her journey of suffering, of mental trauma, of insanity, probably wouldn't have been as bad as it was if she had a couple of people surrounding her as her own mental and physical support system. Yes.
She lost a dog.
Now you spoiled
You are cruel. I'm never watching that movie.
Watch it. Everyone go watch it. We're not watching it.
The camel make it?
Now, by all means, it's still worth watching. It's definitely a good movie, so I recommend you watch it. Awesome. All right. So tonight we have identified, or at least have an idea about what personal accountability and our own support systems might look like. And we've also kind of seen who is in our own support systems, or we think might be in our support systems on our targets, which is really important to know, because these are the people that you're going to go to help break down your brick wall, right? So as we go into packs tonight, we would like you to evaluate your support system. So with your pack, go through who's on your target, who might also be on your target that you haven't written down. Also maybe the people that you wrote down at the start of the asset, and then after thinking about it, who else you added to your target. We'd also, number two, like you to clearly recall what your dreams and aspirations were, because that's a really important factor. You have to know what your dreams and aspirations are right in front of you to be able to actually start reaching for them, to be able to break down the blockers. See, if you don't have dreams and aspirations, you've just got a blocker with no goal. And that kind of surrounds you, doesn't it? Kind of stops you from going anywhere, even if you don't have a direction. So understand what your direction is, then understand what makes up your blockers, which we thought about, and then really recall and analyse who is in your support system, who is on your target, and talk about that with your packs. Tamsin and I really encourage you to maybe do this exercise once every couple of months, once every year or so maybe, because it's a really good exercise to see where you're actually at. Maybe write down where you were the first time you did it tonight, write down a couple of points about where you're at in those three things that we mentioned. Then the next time, compare those things with what you've come up with now. Have a look at how your dreams might have changed, how your support systems might have changed, because the people you surround yourself with will change as you go through life. Thank you all so much for listening. Let's go to Pats.
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
beautiful bridge builders news. As you can see, we're here. A lovely venue. Even the dog has a tie. He's dressed up for this morning. Go. You're free now. You're done. Someone take that. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm really sorry to
And without any further interruptions, we're going to pass it on to our lovely OAM middle assistant and CEO. Good morning, Roger. How are you? Information about this morning.
Well, guys, we had a great morning this morning. Our entire BB crew, or part of our team, leadership team, and our entire leadership class from the school at Yarra Hills was on point at 5:30 this morning. Yeah, very early. Even Calvin was there. Look, he even put on his formal tie and looking very intelligent. I think he just wants to have a nap now, like everybody in the office. But had a wonderful morning with Gavin Smith from Bosch. Really thank the students and all the BB crew that came, and for the support of the crew there. We just about 150 guests. It was an awesome morning, and I think we've even got some jelly beans left over, which we might share with you tonight from the meeting. But I think. Well, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was
what do
an
you
excellent
reckon?
morning. Yeah. Lots of people saying that they really enjoyed the morning, that Gavin had some really great insights to share, which was great. So things that they can apply to their business and things that they learnt about the Internet of Things. There was a lot of things. So it was a great morning. The team did an excellent job, and yeah, the feedback's been really positive. So really great morning.
Yeah, and I guess the standout for us was our camera guy. Hey, Tyler. How you doing? Yeah. But anyway, guys, it's looking forward to seeing you all tonight.
Absolutely.
Have a great night. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for that little part, that wrap up of the business breakfast there, Phil and Beck. And now, as you can see, we are clearly not back quite to doing the regular news yet. We will be that right after this segment, but anyway, for now, I'll show you our tin. As you can see, oh, hello, Beck. Creeping up in the back there, didn't even see. So you can see, this is the intersection where we've done the last 2 tin rails now. Hopefully it's just as successful, if not more successful than the last one. We're in the corner of Mount Dandenong and Liverpool Road. I hope that's correct. If not, I'll take it out there. Mary's just saying goodbye. Everyone's saying goodbye, Mary, in the room right now. Anyway, so if you're at the day, thank you for your help and services. It was greatly appreciated. It turned out to be a lovely day. No sarcasm this time. It actually generally just was a nice day outside. It started at 5 degrees at 8:30, but that's irrelevant because now we're moving back into the office for the rest of the news. So now that we're back in the office after all those different events and being out in the field in all sorts of different places, talk to you about some of the basic things that we have every now and then, things you should start to know but still need a reminder of every now and then, such as WBAB. That's coming up actually next week. It's our membership process. I'm sure you've heard about it. WBAB, want to be a bridge builder. So if you would like to be a bridge builder, show up at the office here on the first Monday of each month at 6 o'clock in the afternoon so you can join our membership session, and then you'll be able to find out ways you can help out on some of those great events like you saw in the first couple of clips, or if you're interested in anything else, you'll be able to learn about it then.
Hi everyone, so for those who don't know me, I'm Paris, and that was Hayley, so I'm just going to talk about our Bridge Builders Got Talent showcase that's going to happen on the 9th of July. It's a Monday night, so anything that's going to happen that Monday night is going to be thrown out the window. We're just going to have a showcase instead. So we're looking for, this is a call out for any talented people, so any magicians, comedians, actors, dancers, singers, any talent you've got. we want to see what you've got, so come sign up. We're actually going to put the sign up on the app as well, but if you have trouble with the app or you can't access it or whatever, come see me Monday night. You can also Facebook message me, or any way you want to contact me, just come contact me and sign up. Hoping to get a couple people perform. So we've already got a couple people who already want to perform and are asking to sign up. So the list is looking pretty good. The sign-ups will be closed after the 1st of July. So that's the cut-off date if you want to come see me for sign-up. Don't leave it to the last minute because I will forget. But yeah, any interesting talent you've got, we want to see it. So we just want to see what talent the Bridge Builders family has. And it's just going to be a showcase. It's going to have a fun night, fun energy. I'm looking forward to it. So we do have flyers which will be on the sign-in desk Monday night. You probably already walked past them, but if there's nothing there, So we do have flyers Monday night on the sign-in desk, but this is a bigger version. I don't know if you can see it. A bigger version of the flyer. So it's got contact information, the date, the time, who we're looking for. It's an open call out, so anyone of any age from the Bridge Builders group can come sign up. So
And bring your friends.
And bring your friends. That is a good point. Thank you, Hayley. Bring your friends. It's going to be a fun night. We want to get everyone involved. At the end of the night, we might even do the nut bush. So it's going to be a good night. So please come see me if you want to sign up. Look at the app for more information. Keep your ears out for any other information. And we'll let you know what happens. Have fun practicing. Bye.
So as you could see, we had lovely, lots of locations for the news today. But now I'm going to start to just bring everyone's mind back a bit, calm down. You're going to do some games in a minute. But after games, you're going to have to be very nice, careful and respectful because we're actually having two people who've never done an asset before tonight. So be nice and enthusiastic with them, be nice and respectful to them, and most importantly of all, listen to them. I'm sure they have something decent to say. Good night.
Already. Really?
Okay, talk and edit this out.
Please edit this out, Tyler. Thanks. Move! I'm not finished.
Oh, I thought you were finished.
No, it's still rolling.